Hi there, Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I want to talk to you about a subtle reason why you may not be making as much progress with getting your house decluttered and organized as you would like. So there are a lot of approaches out there when it comes to how to get your house decluttered and organized and really how to keep it running smoothly. And if you are struggling, it might be that you're not using the approach that fits the best with your family and your personality and your situation. So there really isn't a best way to declutter and organize. I mean, I get that question a lot, like, should I do this method? Should I do that method? What's the best way? The question really isn't what is the best way, it's what is the best way for me in my situation to declutter and organize. So you could totally create your own way as well if that's what you want to do. But I want to explore two popular methods and help you think about which one might be right for you. And I'll just say right here, if you tried one and you didn't like it, try the other one. See if that helps you. So the two most common methods on the both ends of the spectrum. So on one end over here, you have the Marie Kondos of the world that tell you to do it all at once. Just have this big, long marathon decluttering, organizing session. I mean, it might last, she says in her book, a few weeks or months. Get it all done. You'll never have to do it again. And then, just maintain it, I guess. And then over here on the other side of the spectrum, I'm not sure, like there really is a lot of people on this side of the spectrum I've noticed. So I'm kind of thinking this side works for more people, but it doesn't work for everyone. And that is the a little bit at a time method. So that's where you do like 5 minutes a day, or maybe you declutter one item a day, or maybe you declutter one little tiny space, like one drawer or one shelf per day. So those are kind of the two methods. And then you have all sorts of things in between as well. So let's talk about the more popular these days, I feel like, is that little at a time method. And one of the biggest advantages I see to this is that if you do it, you're going to instill habits in yourself that are absolutely necessary for keeping your house decluttered. So even if you could wave a magic wand and your entire home would be decluttered and organized right this second, it wouldn't stay that way unless you kept it up. Unless you kept up that daily habit of putting items away, of giving the new items that come in a home, and of getting rid of the things that you're not using, it would just end up eventually back where it started. So if you're doing a little at a time, by necessity, you're at the same time that you're actually decluttering and organizing, you're also building the habit that you're going to need for life. So I love that about it. It also doesn't feel very overwhelming, because if you have a lot of work to do in your home, and I know a lot of us do, thinking about a marathon session of decluttering is very overwhelming and hard to commit to. And a lot of us just don't have big chunks of time either. So that idea of just doing a little bit at a time is very manageable and doable. And the best decluttering and organizing plan is the one that you will actually do. So if you're going to actually do this, by all means, go do it and set it up however you'd like. But I want to talk about the other end of this spectrum. And I'm going to admit right here that I am much more on this other end of the spectrum. That isn't as popular these days, but I'm just going to own it. That's how I enjoy decluttering and organizing. And that's where you really go all in. It's not a little at a time. I do not declutter something every day. I don't organize every day or even every week. I am like, okay, once I get started, I do not want to stop. And I am one of those kind of all in kind of personalities. So whatever it is that I'm focused on that day or week or month, I am focused on it. Like, I am reading books about it. I am thinking about it in my free time. All of my free time is devoted to that. versus something where it's more balanced on a day-to-day basis. And now that I've learned this about myself, and it took me many years to realize that this is how I operated and who I was. Don't ask me why it took me so long. I mean, it was very obvious. And even once I realized that, it took me even a little bit more time to accept it about myself and stop trying to change myself into the very balanced, within every day, little at a time kind of person. I just do so much better when I work with my personality. And so basically what'll happen is each month, and it doesn't break down quite this neatly, but each month will be really focused on something. So September is like work for me. And so I am completely focused on that. All of my extra time, when I get a free minute here or there, or after the kids go to bed, or when I'm waiting in the carpool line, that's all focused on work. And I'm just so much more efficient when I go all in on that. Now, yes, I do other things as well. Like I keep up my regular daily maintenance, but outside of that, most of my free time is focused on that. And then in October or another month, that's when I focus on decluttering and organizing. And for me, I didn't start out with like a completely overwhelming situation. So focusing on it 1 to 2 months out of the year keeps it decent-ish. It's far from perfect, but it's decent. And I'm cool with that. So then I really get to focus on it and I get on a roll. And I just feel like once I start organizing, I can't stop. Like I love doing it. And so it's just more efficient. And, if you need a few bins, it's more efficient if you have several projects and you go buy all of those bins at once and then you make the returns at once. Always return the bins that you don't use, because otherwise they sit there and you end up not returning them. Ask me how I know. And that is just not being an overly wise steward of your resources. So I digressed a little bit, but it is fairly efficient and it's fairly contagious. I also find that whenever I start doing this, my other family members start doing it as well. It's kind of contagious, and vice versa. Like if my husband starts cleaning up, reorganizing his closet, I'm like, oh, I should do the same. And so I start doing it too. So I just really like doing it in these like intense bursts where I can really focus. I can really make a lot of progress and really make a lot of changes at once. And it's really fun for me to do it that way. Now, for some of you, when you hear that, that just stresses you out. You're like, that does not sound like fun at all. What are you talking about? That's okay. If you don't think that sounds like fun, please do the little at a time method. But if you've tried it and you feel like this is what everyone else is doing, so I better do it this way, but that's not kind of how your personality works, then go give the all at once method a try and just see what you think of it. Now, I will give you a couple pieces of advice if you want to try this method. You probably don't necessarily have huge blocks of time to devote to it. You may like this, but you're like, well, I go to work, I have to do all these other things. That's okay. If you do have a lot of time, well, go ahead, by all means, do it. But I still think that can be like your hobby of the month. So that's what your extra time is spent doing. And I also like to take it a step further. If that's your month, then go ahead and read a few books on organization. Watch some more of these YouTube videos on how to organize and keep yourself inspired with those things. There's also a lot of Instagram accounts that can inspire you. So that way you're also getting inspired as you're working to get it done. And I personally don't set a lot of like specific things that I have to get done during this time, because that can stress me out when I feel like I have to get these like 12 projects done. I feel like that's stressful. So I kind of like to take it, even though I'm a marathon decluttering and organizing, I kind of like to take it a little bit more one at a time. I have a list. I'm a huge list maker, but I'm not putting pressure on myself to get it all done or to get it all done at a certain time. So if I do have a list of 12 things I need to get done, I work on those until they're done. So that might take 3 weeks. It might take 6 weeks. It's okay. And some of you may try some marathon sessions for a while and do some little at a time. And I think it's okay to combine the two approaches as well. So that's what I have to say about those two approaches. I just really, really encourage you to think about your personality and what works for you. And let us know in the comments what decluttering and organizing method you prefer.